Hello, wrestling fans. My name is Adrian Chambers, and you're watching Ncw Now. On this program, we'll be recapping our most recent show and maybe even hearing from some of the stars of NCW and the champion himself, Kid V. Let's get right into the action. NCW debuted in Manchester, New Hampshire in front of a sold-out crowd who came to witness the crowning of the first ever NCW champion. The night got off to a rocky start, though, when the Church of Filth stormed the ring and attempted to steal the NCW championship. Take a look.
I suggest you leave GK! My name is Reverend Nobody, and I am the world's most dangerous ringside manager, and this is the Void Walker, Malos Morgan, and we are the Church of Filth! We regret to inform you that tonight's NCW Championship Rumble has been canceled!
Yo! How about you just give the title back and we can have our show?
drive a hard-bargain. The NCW Rumble is back on, but only so we can get rid of each and every one of you. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me in the Next Gen studio now is the Church of Filth, Reverend Nobody and Malos Morgan. Hello, Reverend. It's good to... At NCW, you held the championship belt in your hands, and it still went home around the waist of Kid V. How does that make you feel?
How does that make me feel, Adrian? How does that make me feel? Was that your question? It makes me feel upset. I feel livid. As a matter of fact, Adrian, I feel pissed off that instead of the crown jewel of NCW going home with the Church of Filth in my hands, it goes home around the waist of a clown. And every single one of those fans in Manchester cheered and laughed while I was writhing on the ground in pain. So, because of the scumbags in Manchester, every single fan that shows up in Nashua will cry. Does that answer your question,
Yeah.
Adrian?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Reverend. Ladies and gentlemen, no locker room is safe when the Church of Filth is lurking. And when we get to Nashua, we will see what they've been up to. It sounds like they're planning something.
Basses who sing low, sopranos who sing high. It's the return of Maestro Mori. And for those unfortunate to miss Manchester's debut show for NCW, come on down to Dr.Crisp Elementary School in Nashua, New Hampshire on September 19th to see all the glorious talents of NCW, including yours truly, the Mozart of professional wrestling, otherwise known as Do Re Mi, Maestro Mori.
Wrestling fans, NCW is headed to Nashua, New Hampshire to the Dr. Norman Crisp Elementary School on 9/19. Tickets are available online and at the door. Let me tell you, folks, we certainly are excited here at...
Excited? No. There are two people in NCW that are not excited, and it's Jason Vaughn and Big Moose Bill. Give me this. Get out of here. Go. Thank you. In Manchester, New Hampshire, Jason Vaught did something that nobody else in that locker room did, and that was come out #1 for that championship rumble. Now, Jason Vaught, you got screwed out of being the NCW champion because Kid V got lucky. Kid V, it takes no skill to drop kick somebody off an apron. You know what, Jason Vaught, I think you have more wrestling skill in your pinky than Kid V does in his whole entire body. So when we show up to that building in Nashua, New Hampshire on September 19th, I sure hope that the NCW decision makers are there to meet us at the door because we have a lot to say. We have an agenda. We have a plan to take over NCW, and that starts with Jason Vaught leaving Nashua as the NCW champion. And if you don't believe that, well, I can't promise you the amount of chaos Jason Vaught is going to bring to Nashua, but I do know that together, every move that we make will be big. Let's get out of here, Vaughn. Come here, take this back. Yeah, do your job.
Big Moves Bill certainly does seem fired up. I wonder what's going to happen at Nashua. Tensions are riding high here at Next Gen Championship Wrestling, especially when it comes to the coveted NCW Championship. Now, before we speak to your NCW champion, Kid V, let's take a look at the long road he had to take to get here.
are not winning this struggle.
Joining me now in the NCW studio is your NCW champion, Kid V.
Hey, yo, Adrian, thank you so much for having me on NCW Now. How we been feeling?
I feel excellent, Kid. And speaking of which, how are you feeling? You went to war against Malos Morgan and walked out with the NCW championship.
Look, I cannot stress it enough. Becoming the NCW champion was a dream come true. But I did have to go to war, not only against Malos Morgan, but against the Church of Filth. And you know, when it comes down to the Church of Filth, I do have a little message for you, and that is, having become NCW champion, I feel like I've become a big part of NCW. I feel that NCW will not be intimidated. I feel that NCW will not be bullied. That NCW will not be afraid, because I will not be intimidated. I will not be bullied. And Church of Filth, I am not afraid. What do you think about that?
I think that is absolutely excellent to hear. Now, speaking of which, let's look to the future. You're about to go into Nashua and defend your title for the first time. What are your thoughts on that, Kid?
I only have one thought, and that is to prove to NCW that I am willing to be their fighting champion. I've heard a lot of things. Big Moves Bill in particular saying that Jason Vaughn has done something no one else has done, and that was enter as the #1 person in the NCW Rumble. Well, I also did something that no one else has done. Win the NCW Rumble. And that is why I am Kid V. That is why I am the Fun Time Boy. And that is why I am the NCW Fighting Champion.
That is excellent to hear. Kid, thank you very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for me today on NCW Now. Tickets are on sale for Nashua, online and at the door. Y'all have a wonderful night.